We took part in organizing this demonstration here today in front of the Bundestag against the parliamentarian attack on BDS as a peaceful non-violent movement that called to end Israeli apartheid and call for human rights. We have a bit more than 300 people, I assume. It goes without saying that every individual has not only the right but the duty to stand up to crime against humanity. It's not 300 people that should have been here, it should have been far more. And we have to keep in mind that just as we would have opposed slavery in the US, just as we would have opposed apartheid in South Africa, we have the duty to be active and demand justice, freedom and equality in Palestine and the end of Israeli apartheid.
We have to remember that the BDS campaign is based on international law and respect for international human rights conventions. So if anyone is opposed to BDS, they are simply opposed to basic human rights for all people. It is as simple as that.
Yes, yes, BDS!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Gaza!
Free, free Gaza!
Free, free.
And it is especially true when the criminal state of Israel is practicing not only a belligerent military occupation and it is a colonialist project, but it is also practicing apartheid for the past 7 decades. And apartheid is defined in the law as a crime against humanity, on par with genocide. So especially here, especially in Berlin, it is of utmost importance to oppose such crimes, which are very literally defined as crimes against humanity. If not here, then where?
Germany has an international obligation not only not to collaborate and be complicit with the crime of apartheid, but it has the obligation to end it. Unfortunately, what the German parliament has decided to do is exactly the opposite. It decided to go against a civil, non-violent movement, going against every constitutional right that we as citizens have. We believe that this is shameful on its basic. It's not it's not something that a civil parliament would do, and we condemn the German parliament for its shameful position, cowardly position, and being again on the wrong side of history.
Being again on the wrong side of history, and we're referring to all parties in the German Bundestag. There were 3 motions being voted on, not one. And all 3 motions were just as racist, just as supremacist, just as equating between BDS, which is a civil, non-violent, and very legitimate movement, and anti-Semitism. So they are basically weaponizing the discourse of anti-Semitism in order to protect a criminal apartheid state. And Israel, which they like to refer to as the Jewish state or something like that, has nothing to do with Judaism. It has everything to do with Zionism. It is not a Jewish state, it is a Zionist state. It promotes something that is actually even alien to Judaism, and it is all about promoting ethnic supremacy and ethnic segregation in the name of Judaism. So from all reasons, we have to oppose it, both because we are humanists and also because we do have to protect the values of Judaism, and we do have to fight real anti-Semitism. Basically, the 3 motions that were voted on are giving a green light to real anti-Semites in Germany. The far right, for example, which we know that they are both anti-Semitic and Islamophobic.
And I would like to add, I'm holding in my hands decision 10261 that was submitted by the Linke, condemning BDS as anti-Semitic. I want to tell the audience that we can counter the fascist right, but it is the left that whitewashes apartheid. It is the left that gives the cover for apartheid to exist by it being the most leftist, so-called progressive signifier in this political theater of absurd.
And we have to remember that already 8 years ago, the Linke passed a resolution or made a statement saying that under the guise of fighting anti-Semitism, they said 3 unacceptable things. One, they said that in the name of fighting anti-Semitism, they are opposed to BDS, which is about basic human rights for all people in Israel-Palestine. Secondly, they said that they are against the Gaza Freedom Flotilla. They were against a flotilla that aims to break the criminal, inhumane siege on Gaza. Finally, they were also against the one-state solution. They were against our call for equality between what is currently the Übermenschen and the Untermenschen in Israel-Palestine. We are calling for full equality between all the people of that land, and they were opposed to that, and they were saying that this is illegitimate. And the only analogy that I can give to that is if there were Germans who were insisting on equality between Jews in Germany and Aryan Germans, and some Germans would be telling them that this is anti-German to do so. This is as far the sheer racism that Die Linke and its affiliates are promoting with this false and unacceptable discourse when they oppose BDS.